you ever lift your head up from your phone, look around, and think to yourself, my God, everything is weird? Well, we do. A lot. This is the Observation Station, a unique, entertaining, and hilarious podcast. If we observe it, we talk about it. Anything and everything. Anything and everything. Let's get weird and let's have some fun. This is the Observation Station. And now your host, Tommy Heitz.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. All right, well, I have a little bit of an announcement of something that's been, asked of me to be doing out there in society as a public service, and that's trying to be a stand-up comic. So what I'm going to be doing here, especially exploring the rise up of stand-up in a digital age, which is today's episode, is just trying to tell you my hesitations and why it's taken so long for me to break out of my shell and say, hey, look, I'm going to have to stand up on stage at some point because, hey, look, if I get heckled, I get heckled. I don't give a shit. Let's go. Fuck it. Because, if I'm trying to provide laughter to somebody and that's when these people are going to come and say certain things, look, you got to be better than that. You got to have it where it's like, okay, let's just relax here. This is not going to be something where I have to take this personally. It might be somebody that's inebriated yelling stuff. So done with that stuff, Now it's going to be the moving forward of saying, look, what kind of laughter can I bring to the audience with my writing style and have it where you can take this stuff and just throw it off your chest. That's going to be a good way of doing stuff because, okay, well, if you have it where you're going to keep it bottled and up and pent up in your system, that's going to come out at some point and it's not going to be pretty. So I'm going to be looking here to start writing jokes and seeing what's going to be comedically friendly on a open mic night. Have it where I just go there, run a little bit of material. Then once I get it where I feel comfortable and get the marbles out of my mouth there, have it where I start inviting people that I know to just come over and have a couple of drinks and watch me on stage, maybe critique me or say, hey, it was good or bad or what can I work on? Because at the end of the day, you're just trying to get better and better. It's really just getting on stage over the fright of publicly speaking in front of a crowd. Once you get past that, you can have it where you can deliver the material properly. That's when you start having it where this is going to be a good time. Don't have it where it's like, oh my God, I'm so scared. What if they don't like me? Well, what if they do? What if it's opposite? Stop having it where everything is the worst possible. Have a good outlook. Take it into account that maybe it's something that is what people have been waiting for. Who knows? In my experience, this is what it is. All the time when I go all around life, I'm kind of the class clown. And it may not even be where I'm trying to be. It just is the personality that I am, and it might be where I'm saying it in actually a serious tone where it's perceived as funny because of the bluntness of it, where it's more where people, I think, play this game of sugarcoating so much, where to me, I think of it as more of a waste of time because we're going in circles to get to somewhere where we can just get a straight line instead of doing a loop-de-loop and beating around the bush, if you know what I mean. That's not who I am. Let's get to the point. Why are we having it where you have to always be beating around the bush? Nobody wants to have it where you're wasting people's time, especially when somebody goes, "Oh, I don't want to waste your time or mine." No, you know what I actually told somebody that said that to me? He goes, "Oh, I don't want to actually waste your time or mine." And I said to that person, "Well, I know that you're worried about your time, so let's be brief." It's like, That statement right there, I don't want to waste your time or mine, is just so stupid. That especially in a sales background, that basically just means, hey, look, are we in it or not? That's such a stupid way of going things. You have to actually do a detailed review of the client. That way that you can understand what you need to do for the client so that you've served them in an adequate way to get paid in the proper whatever it is, denomination that's worth of your service for the person. So coming here to my thought of being a stand-up comic has been where it's like, okay, I either get up there or I don't get up there. It's very binary. What, am I scared of? Basically, it's like, okay, it's the fear of the unknown. Until you get up there, do your thing, stand up, literally, say a couple of jokes, see if it works, see if it doesn't. It's not like someone's going to arrest you. We're in a free country. We're able to do this. Go out there, do the best that you can, and have it where you have fun. I mean, this is the best thing about this country is you can have fun, and it's going to be where, sometimes there might be a drunk person that heckles you. We'll figure it out from there. But it's like skydiving and saying that you're trying to skydive. What if I die? Well, that's kind of a choice that you take if you skydive and you get in that plane. Same with getting in a car. So my thought is like, hey, what's the riskiest that it can be? I'm good on the phone. Well, let's see about the microphone. It's not trying to be a pun or anything, but it's just really just exploring, having it where I'm talking to a live audience instead of one person. So the evoking of laughter, that's the very fine art to have it where you can read the audience. There's a lot of people that find certain topics hilarious, and some people find it's like, oh no, we don't talk about that subject here because that's off the table, it's disrespectful, XYZ. So maybe if you're in the South, you can't be talking about so many religious jokes, and then if you're maybe in, whatever, some random place in California, maybe you can say some funny stuff about religion. I don't know. I'm just trying to make stuff up just to give you a context of saying you can definitely know in the South that they're all about the God-fearing things in life. So when you stand up on stage, this is what I'm gonna think about it is taking another step forward in the courage of my life of stepping out of the comfort zone. If you don't do that and you just stay comfortable the rest of your life, what fun is that? Because you haven't expanded yourself. This is something where when you go outside and say, look, I might make a fool of myself. Who the hell knows? Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. But the more times you go out there and practice and get the repetition in of just getting up there, and even if you don't do well, you write jokes, see what works and see what doesn't work. And that way you're like, okay, look, this is how it's going to be. Every time I go up there is another step in the right direction of me improving on myself in the stand-up game. Dave Chappelle, all those players you see on Netflix didn't just do this one time and say, oh my God, this guy had written, 10 funny jokes. This guy definitely needs $1 million Netflix special. Nobody ever said that. These are guys that put in reps. They've probably worked in pizza parlors and dive bars, all kinds of different things to get to that stage where they can be in Radio City on Netflix having a special, getting all kinds of royalties. These aren't overnight successes, especially if you go on YouTube and see these guys' old material. Some of the establishments and camera quality to tell you how long these guys have been doing this gig of being a stand-up comic is to show you all the ways they were improving along the way to say, okay, this guy had this delivery that was really good here, but maybe if he said this kind of joke, he was kind of missing on this part. Nobody's ever going to say, I don't want to laugh for the rest of my life. Somebody at some point is going to need some laugh in their day because a lot of shit goes on in their day where they're like, I do not want to deal with this stuff anymore. And then you have it where, hey, look, maybe I do a quick stand-up bit. You're laughing. Things are going well because you're like, you know what? I just needed that chuckle. All you needed is that 5 seconds. I swear to God, it could be like 3 PM. And maybe I say something that just strikes a little chord to say about what happened in your day or your week or something. And you just kind of even laugh out loud, even by yourself. And that's all you need to be like snapping out of this trance of BS saying, oh man, you're right. This isn't that bad. Keep moving forward, da-da-da-da-da. Things can't be that bad. You live in the United States if you live in my country here. And all to my international listeners, I'd love to have it where I come and get to visit you in your country too. Besides, unless it's North Korea, you probably aren't listening to me, so sorry. Things are going to be going well here. This is going to be another way of saying, hey, look, get well on, your mind of the being sick in the mind. That's what my mind is. It's sick because it's saying, hey, you can't go out there and do a stand-up or something like that. That's why it's taken so long. But you think to yourself, well, who said you can't? most people say go out there because you're a comedic guy. I'm thinking to myself, how many people are going to, I mean, it's been hundreds of people, hundreds. I'm just like, yeah. I'm thinking, okay, how many people are going to tell me until it's like, okay, maybe it is where I just got to get up there, see what it's about. If these people see something in me and they only really see me at work, and I have to do a lot of clean stuff in work, so I can't be myself because, in corporate America, you just have to say funny stuff that's just, it's not completely vanilla. Let's not get, I'm not going to strip myself completely down. Usually it's with the fellas, but everybody's saying that I should be in stand-up. So look, I in the podcast, I sit down. In the comedy, I stand up. So this is what I got the dual personalities already. Look, don't laugh too hard. All right. So yeah, I'm just going to be having where I write some jokes down, get some reps in. It's like having it where you're shooting free throws. Sometimes you're going to hit the rim. Sometimes you're going to swoosh the net. The more times you do it, the better that you're going to be getting at the free throw. Then you do it where you do the different parts of the court. You keep shooting from that part, and then you switch the other side. Keep doing that over and over and over again. Then you get back to the 3 points. Okay, I need to shoot 3 points. Everything is a different way of understanding where you need to improve. Because in stand-up, I'm thinking, okay, what are the different avenues that you can go onto stage? Because every time you see a stand-up comic come on there, the material is completely different. The way that you absorb it is completely different also. Every time that they say a joke, they have an emotion that they're trying to evoke, at least in their head, and they want the crowd to feel it kind of along with them and have a mob mentality. Therefore, if the joke doesn't hit, maybe it is just the place that you're in. Maybe you're just not into the right area where that joke isn't funny, or the delivery. It could be a plethora of things. But these are different ways of stepping past the comfort zone and saying, well, look, I went out there and tried. Hey, maybe it stunk today, it stunks tomorrow, and it's not doing so well. But if I have it where I tighten up on these avenues, you might start evoking those laughs from certain segments of your bit and have it where people are like, dang, that is kind of funny. I didn't even think of it like that. That's all you need is to have people say, hey, man, that's a funny bit. Never thought of it like that here. And that's the whole point of laughter, is to be surprised. Because if you're watching like a movie and it's a funny movie, if you're predicting everything that's going to be coming on the show, it's not that funny. It's all about the little loops and turns of the script that give you that joy and laughter about. It's like saying, dude, what the hell's going on this show? That's what makes it funny on watching these kinds of movies, is because you never know what's going to be going on. That's the kind of thing about cartoons is beautiful, is because when you do a cartoon show, it could be anything that you want. When you have humans, it has to be dependent on trying to be realistic or whatever it is. Usually you don't want it to be completely fake if you're trying to have people believe it, unless it's like a superhero movie where you're going and being like, yeah, superhero is going to have it where he's going to be flying around doing crazy stuff, blah, 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 blah. So, all right. Well, just wanted to have it where, the digital age, the way that I wanted to explain that is that people now, they'll be putting certain bits on YouTube and Instagram, mainly just having it where you might have some bits that will be put out of context. And some people will be like, oh my God, that's so rude. How are you going to be saying things like that? It's like, how about you watch the whole bit? I did not say that. It was completely out of context. And that happens a lot of times on the Instagram reels, different things that I see on there. It's like, I can definitely say that this comic doesn't say those kinds of things. And some of them do. It just depends on who you're watching. It comes down to your preference too. There's different kinds of comedy for people. There's clean comedy that don't curse. There's ones that are dark comics like Louis C.K., Dave Chappelle. It's all coming down to what you like. Basically, it's the same thing with food. Some people like it spicy. A lot of people say, hey, look, I like, this kind of seasoning. Completely a personal preference. All right, well, just wrapping that up with explaining the rise up of comedy in the digital age, giving you the little tidbits here, wanting to explain about me getting up and doing some stand-up. Maybe I'll have some clips up of me on the Observation Station podcast Instagram channel. So follow me there, and then have it where I'm posting on these new episodes. Just started out the channel. Didn't have it where I put too much up because I'm just trying to figure out about different little clips and reels and stuff to put on there. I might have it where I create some visual sound bites. That's what I can be doing right now and put that on the reels. We'll figure it out here. With that being said, like I said, guys, appreciate it for you guys being loyal listeners. Enjoy your weekend. Have a smile. Next episode is going to be the value of solitude. So it's going to be just kind of going over being by yourself and finding the value of seeing that being in your own head may not be as bad as you think if you have a clean conscience. So, all right, guys, take it easy, stay safe, and no matter what here, just enjoy the weekend and understand that it's going to be a good day today, tomorrow, the next day. And even if it's not a good day, it's a terrible day, well, you know what? I just made it a good day. All right, talk to you later. Bye.
You've been listening to the Observation Station. We find everyday life and everyday situations hilarious. We hope you've enjoyed the show. We know we had a blast. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And be sure to tell a friend about the show. That would help too. See you next time on the Observation Station.